Everyone, hello, and welcome to another live design session. I know at some point I will be doing coding. I really want to get the programming screens done, and then we'll hop into Xcode at some point in time in life. Especially because the public of iOS 15 is now out. So if you haven't updated your phones, you can. All that fun stuff. The first thing we are going to do, though, is hop back into Figma, as we have before, and finish designing these screens for the iPhones. Yay! Anyway, I will cheer myself. It is perfectly fine. It is perfectly a-okay. So we're going to hop into Figma now and get that going. I'm trying out a little bit different. You might have noticed in like my last YouTube video, if you've watched it. If not, hint, hint, go watch it after you watch me live stream. That I'm like putting myself vertical here. I do sometimes drop some stuff that would be good to cut into like shorts or whatever. So we're gonna try something new and see if it works for me and see how that goes that way. And then also it'll work with this also, just for a different look. So let's put my tasks here. So these are the tasks I want to get done. We have the finished landscape of programming for the iPhone itself. So if we go find here in Figma, you'll see that I have some things laid out, and I'll explain what they were necessarily. And we have some landscape options laid out, and we have a landscape view laid out because no good iPhone app only lets you work in portrait mode. At least that is my opinion, and I will always stick by it. So just for us to be aware, that is the case right now, is we are going to also be building this in landscape view. Also, I know like in one of my videos recently, I talked about how my app doesn't actually work on my phone. Joke's on me. I guess that was just an iOS 15 brief bug, because it now started working again without breaking, which is always a nice thing to know. I like when things are gonna work correctly, which is the best. So, with that being said, oh, Sydney wanted to join us for the day, which is totally fine. I feel like I sound weird. Do I sound weird? I don't know. I just feel like something's off in my ears and I don't quite know what. Am I like, oh, go back down. That was way too loud inside my ears. Okay. I feel like something's off though. Hold on. I really do feel like I'm sounding different than normal. Effects, no file, open effects editor. There we go. Maybe I'm not. I mean, this all looks pretty normal. Okay. I think this is all pretty normal usually. Okay, I don't know. Maybe I'm just being weird because I don't know. I haven't listened to myself in headphones in a while. All right. With that being said, let us hop into things here. All right. So we have this landscape mode, which is great. It works as it should, or it looks like it'll work. It's very roughed in, obviously, like stuff isn't centered correctly, but we will get that there. Oh, look, Cairo is getting all nice and positioned over there. She is ready for some design work tonight, y'all. All right. Here we go. Actually, I say here we go, and I don't know if I want to go yet. All right, so there we go. Now we get to go. All right, so these are going to be the utility keys. Let's, object action keys. I love when I accidentally hit the wrong button. Utility action object keys. This label really does nothing besides like keep it clean in the left here, so we can see that it's clean here. So even like this 2 over here, this can be landscape programming, and this will be like portrait programming. And it's purely so that it's all organized over here, because what's also cool is if I just wanted someone to see like this one specific layout, we can right click on it and there's going to be an option in here that says, there used to be an option. There was an option. You should be able to just link right to it, but maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, there was a way at some point in time in life to link right to this node, but I guess not. That's fine. Whatever. All right. Those are encoders, buttons. Okay, so let's change these, what they're supposed to be called. etcconnect.com is very great, very handy dandy here. And what we do is we go to products, high-end systems, Hog4, choose a console. Any console will work. And under, oh, hold on, the cat now wants out, of course. That little like 8-pound fluff ball just runs our lives. And it is totally 100% true. She just does. She 100% runs our lives. All right, under e-manual, we go to, oh goodness, is it? One of these actually has a option in here to front panel diagrams. It'll get close enough. I know it's not completely 100% correct because we changed some things, but like this control button doesn't exist here. But it will still work for my purpose, because if I pop these out, these live buttons here, these 3 sections, that is exactly what's going to go on here. So that can actually all be deleted. I thought there were 4 across. There are only 3 across. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so this is basically like if you were looking at at like a console. So if you were looking at the hardware itself, this is exactly what you would be looking at, which is pretty nifty. We never updated that, but oh well, not my job anymore. Whoops, how did that happen? All I want to do is do that and then group those, and we'll Command G to group these as well. Right? Yeah. And then we will Command G here. So now we have 3 groups, and what this is going to allow us to do, highlight all 3, go here, and there's going to be distribute vertical spacing, and it just gave us a nice little separation in between. I hope it's going to be that easy in code, but right now we're just designing to my heart's content. Like, what would be the ideal world before we start thinking about what isn't the ideal world. So it's always good to start from a design, because then you know exactly where you're going to go. It gives you an idea of what you want to do, where your goals are, that kind of thing. So I'm trying to so again, over here where we see all the buttons and such on the right, where it says like 31.4, this is kind of like what my goal is, because that's what it looks like in real life. And then over here on the left is kind of what I'm going for code wise, because you know, you gotta translate it. I don't have all the space in the world to make it look 100% correct as I would in the real world. So, you know, you got to take some software liberties here. So that's going to say live, scene, queue, macro, the list, page, delete. This is really fun. Watch me just type in the right letters here, right? Move, copy. All right, y'all. So actually, also, this was kind of cool. It has nothing to do with, sorry, I keep hitting the mic. It has nothing to do with like what we're doing here. All it has to do with is the fact that I won Tetris 99 again for the 2nd time. That's right. I have figured out nothing. I know nothing on how to win Tetris 99. I just know that I was able to at least get win it once. Set up. This will go to set. So you are looking at a 2-time winner of Tetris 99, which isn't really that impressive, to be honest, because it's only been twice in like however long that game has actually been out. But it is still an accomplishment that I will gladly take as a win for the week. Alright, so let's see. We have these 3 sections done. They just look better. Ugh, even better. I didn't even know I could just double click in here and it would do this. So these are just 2 lines like this. That doesn't look right. All right, why isn't this right? We have that centered. And what if, oh, why? Okay, but like, it's not. Okay, I don't know what was going on, but that was definitely not correct. How can I move? Okay, whatever. Well, that was fun. Dustin, what is up? Woo, 9 months. Let's do. I'm sorry if that was loud. Welcome, welcome. It's been a while. How are you? How are things? I saw you got a new job. Congrats. I didn't even know that was going to be a thing. This is like I need to pay more attention to my friends. Talk to me. It's been a while. Unless you literally just like popped on. Okay, yeah, the hype is there though. Here, we'll do a little bit quieter. There we go. Oh, did I read that wrong? I am just wrong. Never mind. Whatever. I was on the wrong. Oh no. I thought you said you got. Okay, today has been a day. It's been a long day. I'm sorry. There we go. Okay, so we have 4. Apparently I'm just wrong. I'm just crazy. 100% crazy. So that is okay. First real. Oh, I see. I get it. Ha ha ha. That makes sense. I understand. You are actually not the only one that I know that is having their first like real year back because students are back. My friend Phil that I do the queer podcast with, they also, this is like their first year of having real students. Now granted their students are high schoolers, so it's a little bit different, but not terribly different. All right, we have this. Okay, so this is the programming screen. Dustin, you've seen both apps. Do you think this is a lot cleaner than previously? So I think this looks cleaner, but that doesn't mean it actually is. This is just like what I'm trying to make it look a little bit cleaner, make it take up a lot more space, that kind of stuff. That way it's just not a waste of space like it has been recently, because it has been, and that's been rough. Well, it hasn't really been rough, but you know. Excuse me. All right. Ooh. Yes, you love the snug to edge look. Sweet. I was going off of pCalc. App. So like this was my inspiration. Now, granted, the buttons that this developer did are still way closer than what I have done. But I figured if this calculator app can get away with all those buttons, I could also get away with all those buttons being as close as they are. I just feel like they have a good way of doing it, and I like the space in between my buttons, which is why I'm like, I don't need to figure out how to keep it as slight to slight. So yeah, I was going for that middle ground there. Sweet. I need to get my string deck back closer to my edge. Yeah, but that's what I was going for, because I still like that all the buttons are the same size. And this also, by just getting rid of... So I'm going from like having 8,000 buttons up at the top to just having the 3 that open up just 3 different pages. So this is gonna be the new encoder button. I just thought it worked because it was like round and like the encoders themselves are round. And then, so that'll take it up to this view, which I know the encoders aren't right, like the corners and such, but it works for now. Fine control is still a toggle, but you can actually see the toggle more so. Get the close button. This middle button is the only one that's not very labeled correctly. I don't know what else to say it is, but it's your utility object keys, whatever. And that goes over here. And then the last button is your function keys, which just go down here. I'm pretty happy with it. They are very exciting changes. I'm so glad. I am super excited to try to get these in. I realized I completely just don't have these buttons in the current version of iHog, the delete, move, copy, update, merge, record buttons. They just aren't there on the iPhone. I don't know why, but they're not. So I'm taking the opportunity to actually completely just redo this screen. And because I'm not as scared about putting this space in here, I think it'll be even better, because it'll be able to shrink up to fit the smaller screens like the iPhone minis and such like that. So I'm excited. We'll see how this goes. And then the landscape mode, I still think it's a little bit cleaner than what it was before. Just because we're gonna get these all centered. So it's still a little bit cleaner than what it was before. They're still kind of squished, but they're not as squished. I hope it's okay. So either I can take the enter button to be 1 over and move the dot here. I think that's actually, never mind. I was talking out loud and I decided that's actually what I am gonna do. And the only reason is that by doing that, and the reason for doing that is because the dot number, I love that one. It's so good. That one is the best. I love The Office. It's great. Not that anyone asked, but my pop shelf moved like right behind me. And this is probably the favorite pop that I have on there. It is Kevin and his chili. Gonna focus. And it's great. Anyway, again, not that anyone asked to see my favorite pop, but that is my absolute favorite pop figure. And there are many pop figures to choose from, but that is the fave. It is glorious. You are correct. All right, so I think that makes sense, but should I feel like this is unbalanced because there's 7 now instead of having it. See, and I don't want to leave a blank there. I'm gonna go back to see. This isn't fully exactly what's happening, but I was curious what was happening there. I also don't really want to break muscle memory that much, but I guess if you're going on an app, like your muscle memory is already broken. That would just be my guess. Okay, hold on. I have an idea. Toss the plus over here. Full gets a decent sized button. Because usually you're gonna mash, I would imagine you mash the number and then you hit full. Right? I mean, at least that's what makes sense in my mind. Then, well, 1 through full. All right, we're gonna try this different, try doing something else. Well, you know, I'm not trying to do it for any discernible reason. I'm just like, I mean, this is already going to be a lot different than our number pad is on the console. So like, this is the number pad on the console. This is the number pad in landscape mode. So if I wanted to keep it, the same, it gets really squished. Hold on. So like, I say it gets, as I like make it rotate. So like, it's still kind of squished right here, even on my phone. And this is on a plus size phone. So I was thinking giving the numbers some space to breathe would actually be really useful. But now I'm like, I don't know, is that useful? Is it not useful? Would it be more useful for it to actually just stay in the actual expected layout? Like what would, I don't know. Also, what does it look like? I need to update Xcode. Crap. Yeah, so I could, but that's where I'm gonna put the command line text. So like as you type, oh, it already, okay. It already updated, so that's fine. So this is where the command line text goes. So the command line text should always be there. So as you hit like 1 through enter, you'll see it actually put like solo spot 1 through 10. Yeah, I know, the command line is actually what throws it all off. And like maybe I'm just changing it for the sake of changing it, but these are just really roughed in for now. I feel like this is really off, but I feel like this is closer to what it needs to be. Like, you don't want full to be too far from where you are. Wait, did Xcode actually update? Well, okay, so this is just the iPhone 8. So this is the iPhone 8 itself. So yeah, once we get it into the next one I was gonna do was the 10/11. Oh my god, Xcode updated and I was not prepared. Okay. I mean, it's fine. Like, obviously, like, I'm not gonna, like, completely lose, but, I was not expecting this for whatever reason. How do I do this? iPhone 8. Yeah, so we're gonna go one side. I'm gonna start at the smallest screen that I really want to support. I'm still on the fence of actually supporting the touch, basically. Is that gonna run? Oh, it's building. I just couldn't see that it was building. Oh, yep, she's in the back. She is such a little mess. Usually she's not in here for these anymore in the evenings. She has taken back to being with her mom, her other mom, a lot. Yeah. Sydney's. Oh, I forgot that this messes up on the thing. But yeah, so we're gonna let it run on the 8 and see what happens. Oh, did it? Okay, that's fine. That way we can see exactly like how squished it looks right now, because I know it looks pretty squished. But we'll go 8, then we'll build for the whatever. I think it's the 11 is what they have in here. So then we'll build for the 11, and then for the 11 Pro Max. And oh yeah, no, it's way old school. And then we'll go into the iPads at some point. But it should even out. Oh yeah, no, that plus that home button. Ugh. Also this, what was I thinking? Like you can't even access the other buttons. That's fine, whatever. Okay, so this is what it currently looks like on the 8. And we can see why I am now redesigning it to fit better. Because fun fact, it just doesn't work on the 8. This is what we're going for. But it looks like, oh, it went full screen. Oh, that's really nifty. So it took out that. So really it should probably go something like that. Can you? Anyway, so it's gonna look something like that. Ignore that top part with the bar. So that actually gives me quite a lot of space to play with. We're gonna come back. Oh no, what have I done? What have I done? Delete. So once I go back into programming, all right, so that's probably closer to what it actually looks like now in 15, which gives me a little bit more room. It doesn't give me enough room to put like buttons around the top, but oh, I need to update that. That is not right. But it does give me enough room to play with some things a little bit more and like make buttons a little bit taller, which is nice. Like space them out more. So let's just go up to the top here. And yeah, it just is not working. It was not happy. It said, oh, you wanted me to work? You are not gonna have me work. And I'm like, oh, goodbye. Okay. This is probably something I should have been working on like all summer. I need to be better about that, but alas, I was slightly busy. And then we'll highlight these. Oh, WTF. Okay, well that was fun. Distribute vertical spacing. I might end up making them go further up and touch more. It gives more touch targets then. We'll have to play with that once we get back into the real thing. All right. I think take this back down. I like the idea of this, but I still don't think that works completely. I really should figure out how to add in like analytics to my app so that I can figure out like the most used buttons. Like, I just feel like that would be really useful, and like for to optimize for like user workflow more so, instead of just assuming how I would want to use the app. I could like somehow get in the statistics like, oh, the minus button is literally never hit on the on here. So great, let's deprioritize where the minus button is, because, you know, maybe people just don't need it like as prominent. You know, like, I mean, obviously I wouldn't want to move them completely away from each other, but that's a little bit better, I think. That makes sense. All right, and then up at the top, there we go. That's not the right size. I think that's gonna work enough. I think that'll be okay. I think that'll be decent. Okay. All right, let's get the other screens now here. Crank up the music just a tad bit, and if the music's too loud, let me know, but I think it'll be okay. I think it's okay. All right, let's go for the encoder wheels next, because the encoder wheels always give me like some kind of like trouble. And sideways, haha. There we go. Fine control. Nope. And we'll do... Wait, where did literally like... segmented picker and fine control? Those should be like really close together, I feel like, in my views. I don't know if that's gonna work. We will play and see what happens. I just need to bring the other floor now. Up. All right. So we have these 4 buttons. And let's just align this centered. Those will go somewhere here. Then how should this be? I really wish that the segmented picker, that there was a vertical option. Let's go see what's going on here. Oh, those are just colors, aren't they? Let's get into files. Figma. Sorry, that was probably a little too much about Figma. All right, let's see. Okay, so those are the segmented pickers. Ooh. What if I just do... Okay, so those are the options for this. Okay, but what if I just made it like a button? So like... Get back to programming. Delete that. Sure, that's fine. Bear with me here. I know it's not the best, but... And then the back... No, the back needs to be like a... I had to think of like a color that wasn't used. And then we'll like make this like a... on. And then if find control is off, okay, just pretend this. So then when find control's off, we'll switch it. So like the back will be go to white. The words go to black. And this dims out. Okay, so what we have here that I don't like that it's there. What's a different color we can use, y'all? Sure. Okay, so basically it's just for contrast. So off is like purple or whatever. On, it clearly says it's off or on. These would be the toggles. All right, I think that's fine. I think it's doable. I think it'll work. What time is it? It's 8:45, y'all. 15 more minutes of this. And I think we actually got a decent amount of work done on here. All right, these keys now. So let's just copy paste. Cool. Okay, I understand why escape does that, like why escape cancels out of stuff, but I really don't like that it cancels out of things. Let's do objects. We don't need any of those buttons, but the buttons we do need are these. And I think these are just gonna fit. I hope. These, they're not gonna fit, are they? They're gonna mess me up. Yeah, they are. Cause why? Why would they help me? Why would it just all not fit? And then these. Okay. Well, we already know that this top bar doesn't really exist, so I'm curious how far those open. All the way to the top. But the height doesn't really matter at this case. All right, y'all, so this is already looking better. Like, look at that. I'm assuming it can be seen. So if we compare this to this, like, there's already looking better with that. I mean, see, especially this mess. Like, what was I thinking with this mess? It just doesn't make sense whatsoever. All right. Now we will figure out this one. That'll work, right? Nope. It is. This one's gonna be too big still. I guarantee you. Yep. Okay, so it'd be totally silly if I did this. So for these to fit there, we would have to overlap. And there's just so much wasted space at the bottom. It would fit. Like this. But this is just so empty. Like, I feel like that's also wasted space. You want to help? Like, that is just a lot of wasted space now. But it does look better. I mean, it fits better, I should say. It doesn't look better. Obviously, being able to use the buttons is way better, but like, this isn't necessarily working for me. Oh, I wonder if I just do make them go tighter. Alright, sounds good. Have a good night, Dustin. Adios. I will talk to you soon. I will. I'll probably end soon too. So don't worry about it. I also have to get ready for work and such. All right, hold on. Hear me out. I think this is it. I think this is how we do it. Then, hey, these aren't lining up for whatever reason. I don't know why. Aha, that works a lot better. And then we'll just scooch it down. There we go. That's not that bad, right? It looks better. We have it going. And does that make sense? I think that makes sense. All right, so that was good. Now the last thing I need are the function keys, which I don't even know how I'm gonna make go sideways. Because basically, I don't know, maybe I will just rotate it. I mean, I think that makes sense. I don't know yet. I don't know if it actually makes sense. Let's try. Rotate it. Rotate that phone. Scratch that. All of these. So can I... Is there a way to just rotate? No, that's not... And G. Now can I rotate? Oh my goodness. One didn't make it in the group. Are you kidding me? You have got to be kidding me. Rotate. This is like super duper lazy, y'all. This is just me not wanting to push buttons. Where are my squares anyway? If I really don't want them to be squares, I can do this. I think that's fine. All right, I think that'll work. All right, I think the iPhone's part is done here. The iPhone 8 for the programming screen. Let's see. Let's try to do these all on like a notch phone now. So let's draw another artboard. Let's get this started at least. I have a couple more minutes. I have a little bit of time. 11 Pro or 10? I'm surprised. Like... Huh. Alright, well, whatever. Let's do it. Do it to it. Alright, let's go back into here. Let's find the notch, which I know is going to be a 20%. Well, on the 13th, it's going to be 20% smaller. But, you know, for a little bit of time, we at least have this. Is that not? It was just me. That's why. Me being silly. Sorry, y'all. 1 second. Let's do it to it. I don't know. I don't know what I'm really saying, y'all. It's a good time here. All right, so we need, this is what I need. I want that's what I want. Command C. And we'll go in here and we will Command V it. It doesn't fit exactly, so I feel like something's going on here. But it'll be all right. We will figure it out. Anyway, here's a notch. What about safe area insets? No. Where does this go though? Nobody knows. I know it'll go here. Well, close enough. All right, and then we're gonna copy. Paste that in. I love all the space you get back from the different size phones. I think we'll just make these like all taller. I mean, ultimately, that's all that has to happen. All right, well, I am one to think that I don't really need to design out the rest of the phones. I think this is all going to work perfectly fine the rest of the way up, to be honest. Like, I think designing for this small little thing here actually helps on that. So I think we are done designing for iPhones, and I will try my hardest to finish iPads so that next week, I think actually next week we're gonna code. So actually I'm gonna change my task list here. And we're gonna be done. Boom, and we're done. And we are done landscape programming design wise. So what we have to do next time is we're actually gonna hop into the code and actually code this out. And we're gonna make it work somehow in Xcode, and we're gonna also write tests for this to actually work correctly. Tests have to be written. I am one that is a really big proponent of testing code now. I think it just works better. It helps things be better. It helps my code work better. It helps guarantee things are going to work as they should. With that being said though, I've closed my dang music. All right, with that being said though, I am gonna call it a night here, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're watching the replay, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I will catch y'all next time. Bye.